Afternoon and welcome back to One Grumpy Old Man Lives Classics. Right, going to dig into the Rover and see if we can get this this thing started. So enjoy the video.
All my friends know the low rider. The low rider is a little higher.
So the rebuild kit's arrived for the fuel pump. As you can see, I think there's 6 screws that hold the 2 halves together. So probably could do it in situ, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the pump back out again, and I'll do it on the trolley, and I'll just show you the process of how back in the day you could rebuild stuff rather than replace it with a new one. Right, pump's off. Let's just take them bolts off, clean them threads up in a minute, but it's pretty mucky, so I think we'll give it a bit clean up the best we can before we take it apart. So use a bit of the old brake cleaner. Let's see if we can clean some of this off, because nothing worse than putting it all back together when it's all filthy. So it'd be nice just to at least clean it up, get rid of all all the years of muck and grime off of it. Plus I don't want to get any contaminants in it once I've stripped it down. So well, it's not going to look brand new, but let's get rid of that off. That was me last time, because I never had a gasket when I swapped them over. So now with the repair kit you get a new gasket, everything, which is good news. There we go, that's just remnants of some of the fuel in there that it pulled up when I was trying to get it started. But yeah, this comes in handy, the old brake cleaner. You get the gist of it. I'll clean it up and then we'll strip it down. I'm pretty confident I've got it as clean as I can get it at the moment. You know, some of the staining on there is not going to come off, so we'll take the we'll start by stripping the fuel bowl off. So let's just turn that, fold that down, off comes the bowl. So which is the traditional glass bowl on these old cars with a mechanical fuel pump. It's the fuel filter, which is all clear. I believe you get a new bowl sealing rubber that goes around the base here, but what I'm interested in is separating the 2 parts. So it's just 6 bolts holds it together. think the diaphragm inside is still intact, but whether it's gone a little bit porous, I'm not sure, but it's managing to draw fuel up to the pump, but it's not actually pushing it through to the carburetors. So I mean, the repair kit was only about £14, I think. Not a lot of money, a lot cheaper than buying a new pump. I mean, basically the mechanical side of the pump, there's nothing wrong with it, but it's not going to hurt to rebuild it. And which is a nice thing about old cars, at least you can take things apart and rebuild them, and it's not got a electric pump underneath or in tank or anything. So for it being standing for so many years, we're not going to encounter that side of problems. So let's have a look. This should come apart now. Just see if I can. I mean, this has probably never been apart. Never say never. Just need to get in there and, without damaging any of the faces, I just need to there we go. So you've got a couple of filters in here, so we need to inspect. Yeah, see, there's quite a bit of muck in here, so we'll take these out and have a look what's going on in there. I don't know if you can see that inside. And then this is the diaphragm. So there's a lot of sludge on there. Now I think you have to push and twist this one way or the other. I mean, it looks a bit, it has showing signs of, so you can see what happens like when it's operated via the like a rod in the engine. Basically that's what does the pumping there. Oh, there we go, twist. So, and that's all there is on the inside. That's a bit, got some build up of sludge in there. Let's get all that out. Mating faces are looking really good, so that's all nice. Just want to get down in that little ridge there. I mean, there were signs of fuel underneath, which there shouldn't be, and that's a sign of not having a good seal in there. So that's all nice. Just leave that like that, and then I need to extract. I think these just push in. Do have new ones of these. God, these are in there tight. I should just put out. I can see whatever that's made of is disintegrating. So if I look at the kit which I've got here, so yeah, they just push in. So in there, I don't know if you can see, there's one of them there, and there's the other one there. So I'm confident that should just pull out, but it's in there quite tight. I think there is signs of movement. I thought that just broke me freaking tool. Ha, wonderful. Never mind. That's alright, I'll just put that on the bill. For whatever this is made of, it's falling apart. The material, gosh, truth. Let's try that one. No, I'm going to have some problems there. Right, I'm going to do a bit of Googling and I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so the case of assembling this all up now. It's all cleaned up, put all the new parts in. It's just putting this this diaphragm in. Now, I can't quite remember how you locate this. There's a way of doing it. I'll find it in a minute. Maybe I might have to, maybe that has to, maybe you have to pull the plunger up, I'm not sure. Now you thought that would just line up. Feels like it's trying to locate. Oh, nearly had it then. There we go. Oh. No. Maybe I have to come back this way and do it. Trying to get this on camera so you can see it. But it's there we go. It's just, why did I just do that? Sorry about the plane overhead. I think as YouTubers, when we're working outside, we all suffer a bit of interference like that, don't we? Never mind. Tell you what I'm going to do, rather than watch me struggle, let me just get this clipped in. Success eventually. Okay, so now, excuse me, the top can only go one way. I don't know, you won't be able to see on there, there's like a little arrow, so that's fuel flow into that way. Got the new parts fitted under there, and that's how it fits, like that on there. So it's just a case of reassembling the top. When we've got the top reassembled, just double check to make sure it's working correctly. I think that plane's going to be out there for ages now, annoying me. Never mind. Just going to start them all off, and then we'll just nip them down slowly in a diagonal fashion, just so that the two parts are evenly put back together. Rather than going round in a circle, just go like that back. So we'll just do it in a diagonal fashion. Now let's just get these nipped up. Right, one more screw here somewhere. I've got two pumps here because I've had to mix and match a bit because I wasn't happy with certain elements of either of them. I've got a screw missing. Typical, isn't it? There it is. Under that bit of dirty old rag. Right. There we go. So let's just start nipping these down slowly. 1, 2, 5, 6. There we go. And then we'll start again. We'll go again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. They're all done up. So that feels a lot. That action on the South primer feels a lot better. Right, I believe, I'm hoping there's a new seal to go in there in the bowl. Looks there is. That one. Looks a bit small, whether it's meant to be. There is 2 in the bag, so oh, I just want to make sure. I don't want to maybe, let me just check the other one. The other one looks a bit thinner. No, maybe not. Let's have a look. Yeah, that's the right one. So let's hook. Let's hook the old one out. Which is quite hard. So there we go. Yeah, that's quite hard. So I'm just going to give that a little scrub round there. Some cleaner. That's pretty good. Surprising old fuel and years of getting past the seals just creates a horrible mess, but I think we're there. That's the new one. Yeah, there we go. Fits lovely. Nice. Then filter back on. So we've got another filter. So there's like 2 filters in here. There's one inside underneath. You've got the one on top, and then it's a case of putting the bowl back on, and I've got 2 clips here. I think this one, both the same anyway. So, and they just hook into here, there, and there. Oops, try not to scratch the paintwork. And then we just do that up, just do it up loosely for now, and then we'll wait and see once we get fuel in there, and if it needs tightening a bit more. But yeah, so basically that's it. I'm pretty pleased with that. Feel a vacuum being created. So what we're going to do, we've got several gaskets in the bag because pumps are all slightly different. There we go. So we've got a new seal there to go on. So I'll spare you the suffering of me putting that back on down there. I'm just going to clean the face up before I put the gasket and that on. Give these threads a bit of a clean up on these bolts. They've got some muck on them. Right, let's get it back on the car. Will it run? I've got to check for spark again at the plugs and stuff, just to double check. Unfortunately, I missed it on this last go, but yeah, I did have it running. It's open exhaust at the moment, so it's quite noisy if I can get it going again, but I did have it running momentarily. Still got a fuel delivery problem though. She's trying to fire. Well, I know it runs because I had it running. There we go. Proof it runs. Just need to get the fuel delivery issue sorted out and get the exhaust connected up. Anyway, I know it runs. We'll leave it at that for now. So even though I've rebuilt the fuel pump, and it feels as though it's got, we've got, I can feel some vacuum there, but maybe I've got a problem with a blocked fuel line that leads to it. I think that's going to be the next issue to check. Yeah, I've got a couple of mold grips on there just holding the chokes open, so I've got no cable on it or anything. Did put a bit of sniff down the carburetors, and that's what's helped get it to run. Maybe I'll just try it once more. So, I don't know how I'm going to hold this, but when I operate the primer on the fuel pump, I can actually hear it creating a vacuum to the carburetors. My mate Dick, who owns this this Rover, is coming over this morning for me to put a new brake master cylinder on his Renault Espace. That's going to be fun, isn't it? Anyway, while I'm waiting for him, let's do a bit more tinkering on the Rover. need to have a look at this fuel delivery issue. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to disconnect the fuel pipe to the pump, blow some compressed air up there, make sure that that's completely free. I don't know if there's any bad fuel in there, is giving it a partial blockage. And once I've done that, if I know it's clear, then I've got another gallon of expensive unleaded. I'll tip that in the tank, then I'm going to try and put some compressed air in the tank and see if we can push some fuel through. Because when I operate the hand primer on the bottom of the pump, I can hear air coming out through the carburetors, so I know the pump's working. So let's have a look. Got my obligatory cup of tea. There's a good resting place up there. Anyway, I'm not sure what you're going to be able to see here, because this union that goes into the fuel pump, the olive, is sort of stuck to the this actual bolt, nut, whatever you want to call it. And as you undo it, it wants to keep returning back. So it may take a while to get this undone, because I have to hold the pipe while I undo the nut, bolt, whatever you want to call it. And it's a right ball ache. So I'll spare you the the pain of watching me undo this for the next 5 minutes, and we'll get back to it in a minute. I'm just gonna see if I can get some compressed air up this fuel line. Yeah, I can hear that going back through to the tank, because I can hear the air coming out the other end. Yeah. Alright, I'm just going to see if I can pump any in the tank. Yeah. I can hear the air coming back through to this end. Let's just do it once more. There's no fuel come up yet. Well, I can definitely hear air coming out. I'm still not getting any fuel through. Let's have a quick check underneath. No, there's nothing leaking out underneath. So I've not got a fuel leak. I'd have smelt that anyway. So, is it a case of not having enough fuel in the system? Maybe I'll let's just leave that like that a minute. Okay, so I know I don't have a blocked fuel line. So there should be enough fuel left in it. I put a gallon in this, so that should be sufficient to at least get some fuel through to the fuel filter. I have bought another gallon. We'll put that in as well, just in case. Right. Well, that didn't go quite according to plan. I was hoping to at least get the Rover running for a decent amount of time. Quite clearly got a fueling issue. I put compressed air through the fuel pipe back to the tank, and it's clear. and I've done it in the reverse way by putting compressed air in the tank, pushing air out through the pipe into the engine bay. So I know that's clear. Whether I've still got a fuel pump issue, I'm not quite sure, but I think I know it's going to run because it's coughed and spluttered and stuff. So I think the next steps is I'm going to prime the fuel line. Got a little syringe I'm going to use and prime the fuel line and prime the fuel pump and prime the carbs, and we'll work from that way, I think, because I don't want to put too much brake cleaner in the carburetor to try to start it like that, because it helps, but I don't want to put too much of that in there. So anyway, hope you enjoyed the video, and if you've got this far right to the end, really appreciate that. So you know, like, subscribe, you know, if you click the notification bell, you'll get notifications of when the next video is coming up. So see you in the next one. Bye.